Shanklin at the National Weather Service in Paducah, Kentucky. We're going to go ahead and get started. Also have Kevin Smith, who's our lead forecaster for the day shift. He's going to be providing the core of the briefing here in just a minute. This call, hopefully you're on this call. This is for the purpose of severe weather briefing. We're going to be talking about the severe weather and heavy rain threat this coming weekend. Hopefully also you have the slides up in the email and text messages that was sent out. Those should all be up on the website at this point. And the reason for the call specifically is anytime we expect a greater risk of severe weather, and we have been upgraded to a moderate risk, so certainly that's a major driving force, but also the fact that it's a holiday weekend. And we also do have some risk of heavy rain and flooding later in the weekend potentially. Again, Kevin will be addressing that. And this is, the time of the year where we can have some major events. We were just looking this morning at one event that occurred. It'll be 100 years ago tomorrow. We had an EF4 that was spawned in Lake County, Tennessee, and moved across Fulton, Hickman, and Graves County, Kentucky, and killed 67 people. One of the worst tornadoes in our region. So just a reminder of the time of the year, as is the Marion, Illinois EF4 that killed 10 people and injured a couple hundred in 1982. The anniversary of that will be coming up this Monday, Memorial Day. And we've been talking quite a bit about the profile of the atmosphere, what it compares to. We always like to do that. Sometimes it pans out nothing like some of those days, and sometimes it does. But one day that it is similar to is May 6, 2003. Chris Knowles and I were talking about it. He said the wind fields may be a tad less, but the instability a little bit greater than that day. So this is, the point is, this is not anything to take lightly. Not wanting to, portray gloom and doom necessarily or whatever, but it is something we're certainly concerned about, and that's why the moderate risk is in effect for a good part of our region. Do want to say something about the reporting, and frankly, I don't think we have as many people on the conference call this afternoon. I know we probably have some already out of town and that kind of thing, but it's extremely important that we get the reports in. NWS chat is the best way for us, by and large, to get the reports in, or just picking up the phone and calling. We'll be monitoring some of the state radios like Starcom and MOSWIN as well, but please get those reports into us. That's paramount. Also, regarding this weekend, you emergency managers, if you can make contact with any of your park directors, campground managers, lake facilities, anything like that, with all the outdoor activities, obviously that's a huge concern. And even with the overnight storms Saturday night and flooding potential and all as well. Just a couple last things. We're going to also do a Facebook Live session at 2 o'clock this afternoon. It'll be, by and large, the same thing we're talking about here. But if you want to join us for that, again, at 2 o'clock on our Facebook page, U.S. National Weather Service, Paducah, Kentucky. We'll unmute you toward the end. Kevin will be taking your questions, *6 to unmute your phone, or just hit the unmute button, either one. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kevin Smith, who's working the forecast desk on this event.
This is Kevin Smith, and I do thank you for all checking in this afternoon. I know you're getting your plans ready and having to coordinate with a lot of your teams this afternoon for the weekend events. To get started, today they have removed the four-state area that we cover from any risk except for general thunderstorms. Most of the activity is up in Iowa and in northern Illinois, and that will most likely impact parts of eastern Illinois, most of Indiana, and Ohio. So if you've got any family or friends that are traveling up that way, they'll still need to be watchful for any severe weather. Any of the outflow from those particular thunderstorms may move down towards the I-64 corridor later this afternoon and this evening, and may generate some shower and thunderstorm activity. But at this time, we're looking that any activity that occurs and a developing warm frontal boundary to the southwest over Arkansas are going to combine tomorrow to generate a fair amount of shower and thunderstorm activity, most of it over southeast Missouri during the morning hours, and then developing and expanding towards the north and east through the afternoon and evening. It's at this time the Storm Prediction Center has upgraded most of the southeast Missouri and parts of West Kentucky, mainly west of Lamptey and the Lakes, and most of southern Illinois into a moderate risk of severe thunderstorms for tomorrow and tomorrow night. The primary concern during the daytime hours is going to be large hail. I mean, they're looking for much larger hail than usual, some damaging winds with that, and along the boundary, the frontal boundary, there will be moving slowly northeast across from southeast Missouri into southern Illinois and west Kentucky. There may be the potential of a tornado or two along that boundary, so that'll be something to be concerned about, especially during the afternoon and evening hours. There will most likely be a lull in the action between, late evening, but after midnight, we're looking for a complex of thunderstorms that will be moving from across Missouri to move into southeast Missouri and southwest Illinois shortly after midnight. With these storms, there's going to be an enhanced risk for damaging winds as these storms move into the Quad State region. From there to about 4 o'clock is going to be our biggest question mark of the whole forecast period and the whole severe weather period. If these storms slow down and winds diminish and the area stalls out across southwest Indiana and northwest Kentucky to southeast Missouri, we may see a shift to flooding. The third slide that we have in our present, the third and fourth slides show our slight risk and moderate risk for day 2 and our slight risk for day 3, which is Sunday. The risk area for Sunday is really going to be dependent on where those thunderstorms stop late Saturday night. If they stop and stall, we'll have a heavy rain event with especially significant flooding, flash flooding occurring in a short period of time. Or if they move through, the threat area for Sunday will be diminished and the heavy rain threat will be diminished. So we'll be watching this all through the weekend to determine what's going to happen during those few hours late Saturday night that will determine our severe weather potential for Sunday. And for Sunday, we have still a damaging wind and hail threat if the storms do not move as far south as we expect them. And that could be redeveloping during the afternoon and evening on Sunday due to the peak heating of the day. We do, after each of our slides that showed the risk areas for each day from today through Sunday, we do have a slide that shows the excessive rainfall and flooding potential for late Saturday night into early Sunday. The white and red shaded areas on the slide are expected rainfall from the Weather Prediction Center, and we could see possibly up to 2.5 inches of rain across the central and parts of northern Penny Row region on Saturday night into Sunday. So that's something to be concerned about if you've got any people traveling through the Penny Row for any flooded roads. Other than that, the thing we want people to keep in mind is that most of your counties and districts and areas of responsibility are going to have a lot of people getting out for camping and doing other type of outdoor activities. So it's important that they, as Ricky mentioned, that any park directors, housing a lot of people or any special events, where to go some of this is going to move through both during prime time, evening events, and overnight where people may not be aware of the dangers. And as always, we are always looking for severe weather reports. We usually don't get that many during the evening and overnight hours, but that's when we most need them. So if your spotter groups or anybody can call in, send a message on NWS chat, or even send a report on our website reporting application, we definitely would appreciate it.